Hey everybody, Tracking Pat here today, and we are in front of the TMC 10, and we are going to talk today about the new option for probing with the Renishaw probe. I'm going to show you how you can use the probe to find your part zeros, to measure lines, to measure circles, and things like that. And so why don't we just get started? The first thing I'm going to do is put the probe actually into the spindle. Even though you see that it is in there, I haven't told the machine yet. So I'm going to go to the DRO mode, and I'm just going to go to tool number, and I'm going to call up tool number 158. So now I can move either using my axes with my hand wheels or the ones on the panel. To stay out of the way of the camera, I'm going to use the Z axis on the panel, and I'm just going to turn that on now, and that'll allow me to move it, right? So what I'm going to show you first is how to find the center of 2 points, right? So what I'm going to do is in here on the main screen, you're going to see it says center or measure. I'm going to select that, and then it gives me the idea of doing either the center of 2 points or the center of a circle. So I'm going to first go to the center of 2 points, which is a line center, and it tells me, hey, what you got to do is just go find one of those points first. So I'm going to move it over to here where I'm clear. I'm going to bring it down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move it in until it hits the part. You'll notice as soon as it hits the part, it stops, and then you'll see that it backs off really quickly in that axis and tells you that it touched. So when I hit the set key, now it's going to allow me to move to the other side. So I'm going to move it back up, go to the other side, bring it back down, and then move from the opposite direction, right? So each time you do that, you're going to see that that shows you that it connected, and it's going to tell you what direction it's moving. I'm going to hit the set key again, move it away one more time, get it out of the way, and hit the set key a third time. Now before I hit that set key, I want to show you that it's telling me the exact distance between the 2 points, which is 6.4968, right? So when I hit the set key, I'm telling it the process where the middle is between those 2 points. And now when I push go, normally the doors would have to be closed, but when I push go, it's going to move to the center of that point. So that's the first way that we would use the probe, is to find the center between two given points. Okay, now we also have the capability to do that and find your center for a circle, right? So I'm going to go back into center and measure, and I'm going to go to circle measure, and in here it tells me, okay, set your first point. So again, I'm going to bring the Z down into the hole this time, and then I'm going to move it over until it touches. So again, when I move it, it senses how fast I'm moving, so it knows how much it has to back off from the pressure to get the probe back to its center position, right? So it says, okay, there's your first point. I hit set, and then it says, okay, move to your next point. So as I back away here, and I can use both axes at the same time, it doesn't care, but once it contacts, it knows to adjust, and then tells me to hit the set key again, and then I'm just going to move straight down in the Y-axis to show this part. One last time, it's going to touch, and then I'm going to hit the set key, right? It's going to tell me that the size of that hole is 2.5011, okay? And then it's going to tell me that, hey, when you're ready, push the set key and it's going to go, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move it out of the way a little bit. Now I'm sure that you guys with an instrument this expensive in there are probably going to feel more comfortable if you move it out of the hole. Believe me, it is going to go to the center either way. So I'm going to let it calculate right here. And when it's ready and I push go, it's going to move to the center. So whether I'm using the point between 2 lines or 3 points on a circle, once I get to that point, all I have to do is come in here and tell it, hey, my X is at 0, my Y is at 0, and there's my 0 point to use for the rest of my machining and how I program. Now another thing that I can show you is how to set your Z 0, right? So I'm going to bring it over here this time, and I'm going to come in here, and I'm not going to use any of the measurement points. I'm just going to plain bring it down until it touches. And you're going to see that it stops, and then it adjusts in the Z. So that would be my Z0 for my reference part. I would just hit Z and absolute 0. And you'll see that if I move away and I come back down, each time I come back down, it's going to touch, and then it's going to adjust, and it's going to come right back to 0. Okay? Now to show you what you really have here, you have the same abilities you have with an edge finder, but a hell of a lot more accurate than you ever had with the edge finder. And to prove that, I'm going to give you a little bit of a different idea here. So I'm going to put my indicator on the quill here, and I'm going to put a block in here. There we go. So as you can see, each time I come in and it stops by itself and then it adjusts, it's coming back to the exact same number no matter how fast I do it, right? So each time that I tell it where to go and I move back down, it's going to give me that ability to know exactly where it is, right? So it'll always touch off and then it'll automatically calculate from where the amount of pressure is that the probe touches and then back off till there's no pressure. So as you can see there, I can hold within a tenth or two on where I'm at with my accuracy in any dimension I go to. I can also use this if I wanted to measure the difference in Z. So like if I needed to know how much room I had between here and here, or between here and here, I could do that also by using the measurement right here. So I can come in here and I'm already touching my first spot, so I can hit the set key. And then if I move up here and come over here to the top of the vice jaw, I can come down here and touch that as well. And you're going to notice right here that it's telling me the distance from the top of my part to the top of my jaw is 519 thousandths. So I can also use that if I'm trying to figure out how much room do I actually have to be able to machine without cutting my jaws or anything else on the part. So hopefully you guys will see how well this is going to help you be a little bit more accurate than you could when you're using a typical edge finder to find your piece parts. And of course you also have the ability to measure things after you've cut them. So that's going to be the advantage of having this new option with the Renishaw probe. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and as always, keep on tracking.